Now to Mexico City, where victims' relatives are demanding answers and accountability following Monday's deadly subway disaster. At least 24 people were killed when a part of the elevated track collapsed, sending 2 cars plummeting 50 feet to the ground. Now top officials are on the defensive as they face questions about the city's newest subway line that engineers warned was plagued with structural issues for years. So for the latest on this tragedy, I want to bring in CBS News Radio correspondent Adrienne Bard, who's joining us now from Mexico City. Thank you so much for joining us, Adrienne. First off, what is the status of the investigation? What's going on?
Well, good morning, Anne Marie. I think one of the key things here is that the mayor of Mexico City has hired an independent investigating firm from Norway. They're going to be investigating and looking into the causes of this accident. Also, the Mexico's prosecutor, the federal attorney general, is going to be investigating whether there was any criminal negligence in the operating of the metro and the causes of this accident.
So we have been reporting that engineers had said and had been saying for a while now that there were safety concerns. What were some of the, do we know what those safety concerns were and you know, who they took those concerns to? What happened?
Well, this has been problematic from the get-go. It was opened in 2012, and there were some questions then about the size of the train, whether they were the right size for the tracks, whether they were too heavy for the tracks. That's been something that we've been hearing constantly. In 2014, problems arose again. 11 of the 20 stations were closed, Anne Marie, and then those issues were not necessarily resolved satisfactorily. And then 2017 came the big earthquake in Mexico City on September 19th. There was some structural damage to that bridge. And it's not clear to me at this point, at least, whether that was fully resolved.
So there's bound to be political fallout over this. Who seems to be the most vulnerable? Who's being blamed?
Absolutely, and we're in election season with midterm elections coming out. Who's going to be blamed? There's 2 former mayors that are being talked about, and the current mayor. Some people think she should have done more to address the problem. But keep in mind, the director of the metro doesn't want to resign. Many are calling for her head at this point because she's in charge now. And also, this is an infrastructure, Anne Marie, something I think people in the United States can relate to. Mexico simply hasn't had the money or hasn't invested the money.
Adrienne Bard, thank you so much for joining us this morning.